Hello everyone, welcome to Speak Your Mind vlogs. I'm Carla, and this vlog is like tips and tricks on how to keep your mind healthy and look after your mental health during isolation in this scary time that we're all in. Yeah, if you've not visited my vlogs before, I'm Carla. I have been a mental health warrior for over 10 years, and I started vlogging a couple of years ago just to try and widen the community, the mental health community, start conversations, try and lessen the stigma surrounding mental health, try and help people feel that they're not the only ones going through this stuff, and create a space to talk. So yeah, I have been in isolation for over a week now. I'm in France, so we've been in lockdown for a while, and there wasn't a huge amount, I wasn't seeing a lot about mental health in regards to isolation and how we can look after ourselves. So I thought, why not ask my friends and family and followers for all of their tips and put together my tips that I've been thinking about, and just create a quick video with just some ideas to help you keep your mental health healthy during the isolation. So just remember, I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just my story, and everyone's journey is completely different, and I know everyone's going through a completely different time right now, but we are kind of all in this together, which is a nice feeling. I think we're all going through this together and we can all try and help each other out together. And I also think it's easier said than done, but it's important to try and see the positives in this isolation period and how we can turn it into something positive and learn new things and learn about ourselves and rekindle friendships and all that kind of jazz. So let's go. So one, routine and productivity. For a lot of mental health warriors, I know that it's really important to have a routine to stick to, otherwise you can get stuck in a bit of a rut, or find it hard to get out of bed, or just sorry, kind of lose your way. And I think it's really important now to keep doing that. A lot of people said that they've created a timetable of when to get up and when they're going to exercise and call friends and family and eat and whatnot, which I think is a great idea. Do it to how rigid you like your structure. Don't set yourself up for failure by doing a really intense one and then beat yourself up when you don't stick to it. It's fine if you don't stick to it. You can maybe just have it as have an alarm to wake up for, and set lunchtime and dinner time. It could be as easy as that. Or another way, what I've been finding pretty helpful is just to do a list of goals that I want to achieve that day. So in the morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, I want to do yoga, I want to film a vlog, I want to go for a run, I want to FaceTime from friends or family, and then just kind of tick those off. It's a similar way, but a little less rigid, I think. I think it's really important for mental health warriors to not stay in bed all day, because if you're like me, you kind of feel a bit low and groggy if you stay in bed. So just to get up and about and stay productive. And also, if you're like me, if you feel like you've wasted a day, you send yourself on a bit of a guilt trip. So I think that would be an easy rut to get stuck into while we're kind of stuck in our homes for a few weeks. And make a productivity list as well. A couple of people said, like, a list of things that they've been meaning to do for months around the house, like fix things or sew clothes or clean out drawers and stuff. So make a list and just tick them off one a day. That's going to keep you feeling productive and like you've achieved something. 2, exercise. Okay, I know this is easier said than done. Was out of isolation, still is in isolation, but exercise is really important. For mental health warriors, it's really good because it allows us to it's a way to release good hormones and endorphins, and get all those going around your body, and you feel it after a workout or a run or a walk. You feel that kind of nice sensation that you've done something good. And also, for me, I find it a really good time to clear my head when I exercise. So obviously I know everyone's restrictions are completely different. I think in France you can now go out for an hour a day to do one form of exercise, 1k around your house, which makes it a little tough because I was going on some nice runs, kind of 3k and back, and now I can't, so I'm not sure how I'm going to tweak that. But we have to, you have to just accept it and tweak it, your routine. Maybe I'll just run backwards and forwards outside the house for ages, who knows. But if you can go outside, I think it's important to go outside and get some fresh air while you exercise. If not, though, there are so many online classes, especially now. I'm seeing personal trainers put up every day that they're going to do their classes online, which is amazing. Like, you know, usually you have to pay for those classes, and now these people are doing it for free, which is awesome. So just in your living room, if that's all you can do, in your living room for 10 minutes, just try and do a little bit of exercise every day. And if exercise isn't really your thing, cardio, maybe it's time to give yoga a try. I'm such a yoga advocate. It really changed my life and my mental health for the better when I started doing it, and I think now when you've got time, why not try something new? Give it a go. I use Yoga with Adrienne. I will link her YouTube down there, and she's just the most amazing teacher, and she just got lovely some beginner classes that you can try, and it's also really good for your mind, so yoga could just be a really good thing to give a go to right now. Let me know how it goes. So yeah, 3, creativity. Having a creative outlet is really important for a lot of people. For me, I just find it like an essential part of my routine to be creative and to sing and dance and just get all of that, my emotions out in a positive way. So I think it's really important that we do that now, in these times when we're kind of stuck inside a little bit. So tweak what you already do. What do you do? Are you part of a choir? Is there like an online choir that you can now use? Online classes that you can do, singing lessons, time to pick up an instrument. It's the perfect time to learn something new. Again, there are so many people now giving lessons online. I have a friend who's a singing teacher, and she's doing all her lessons online now. Or what about something creative like arts and crafts? One of my housemates has learnt macrombe, I think it's macrombe, which I think is awesome. She ordered some stuff online, getting it delivered, and she's going to learn how to do that. So putting your time to good use creatively, I think is perfect. 4, connect. I think it's so important that we stay connected now more than ever. It's important that no one feels lonely or like they're by themselves, that they don't have anyone to reach out to. So I just think it's so important that we stay connected. So I've been doing a lot of FaceTiming. I know a lot of people are saying FaceTiming's really helped them, because it's one thing like messaging someone or calling someone, but being able to see their face is a whole other thing. And I was saying to my friend, it feels like a bit of a chore, doesn't it, beforehand? Like, oh, I can't really be bothered to call someone, but afterwards you just feel so like, you know, you've refilled yourself with that person. It's lovely. And also group FaceTime calls. We had a group FaceTime the other day, and it made my day. It just cracked me up so much. And I know a lot of people are doing wine Skype catch-ups, which I think is genius. We should all be doing wine Skype catch-ups, 100%. I think, yeah, it's important to call your loved ones, people that you know are in isolation by themselves, or maybe just another person, the elderly, people that you know struggle with mental health, because it can be a really scary time for us, not really knowing what's happening, or, you know, being thrown so out of our routine. So I think it's important to make those phone calls and just check in on people. Yeah. So without sounding too hippy-dippy, it's a really awesome time, I think, to reconnect with yourself. We've got bags of time on our hands, so why not start a bit of a self-awareness journey and check in with yourself. How are you doing? How's your mental health doing? How's, before all of this happened, how were you feeling? Were you feeling stressed out? You know, check in with yourself, get to know yourself again. Perfect time for it. Maybe start mindfulness, which is kind of all about settling and being calm and in the moment a bit more. I think it's a perfect time to do that. Headspace, the app, is really, really good for beginner mindfulness. It's what I use and I love it. There's also a lot of like online group events going on, which is a perfect way to connect yourself with a group of people. So out in France, we usually have après, which is like live bands playing after skiing. And obviously we can't do that, but some of the bars have set up like an online, like a live stream of après. So every day there's a different band going live for a couple of hours, and it has just made my day on a lot of the days. So let me know. I can link the bar down there, and you can join in watching one of those with a glass of wine. It's great fun. Live music is such a mood changer. Yeah, staying connected with the news. So although it's important that we stay connected with the news, because we need to know if we need to be changing our routine and we need to know these updates, I think it's important not to get bogged down with it, because if you're like me and you find news quite depressing, right now I find it quite overwhelming to be looking at the news all the time and getting updates, so I've just turned those off. So I know a lot of people have said like they do 15 minutes in the morning just checking up on news, and then 15 minutes in the evening just getting an update from the news. which I think is a really good idea. Or just look once a day. Don't get overwhelmed and bogged down with it. Yeah. And same with social media. I think it's quite dangerous to get obsessed with social media in this time, to sit and scroll and scroll and scroll, especially if you're finding isolation quite hard, maybe seeing other people out and about, or like, you know, having a great time in isolation might be quite down. So just limit your time on that. On iPhones you can put a time limit on social media. I have that, and then I kind of try and stick to that every day. But trying to turn that on a positive in a positive way, it's a really good time to kind of clear up your social media. So get rid of anything that doesn't make you feel positive, or things that make you feel bad. Just get rid of those accounts. And then follow ones that do make you feel happy. So whatever your passion is, fitness, dogs, mental health, follow those. Make your social media like the most positive it can be for you. That's a great thing to do with this time. Number 5, be kind to you and who you live with. We're all going through this together, although it feels quite isolated, and it's just really important that we are kind to ourselves, and we're looking out for the other people that we're isolating with, I think. So for mental health warriors, try and continue accessing the treatment that you get if possible, or the support that you get. So if you do see a therapist, usually face to face, can you do that over the phone instead? Or online instead, because it's really important to keep that up, especially in these times when we're left with our thoughts a lot. I think it's important to keep that speech therapy or whatever kind of therapy you have. I think it's important to keep it up. Or your support group, even though you can't go and meet them for that coffee that you would usually have once a week, make sure you're FaceTiming or texting, just so you've still got that support network around you. Kind of goes without saying, but just eat and drink healthily. It's, I reckon, really easy for a lot of us to just turn into absolute slugs and eat a lot of chocolate, but as a lot of mental health warriors are aware, what you put into your body, food and drink wise, makes a huge difference on your mental health and how you're feeling. So that's really important, and an awesome time to learn to cook. Like me, I cooked my first 3-course meal the other day. It was okay. Personal grooming. This is a great one. I think it's really important to keep up personal grooming, just because it's going to make you feel less groggy and gross. When I felt down a couple of times this week, I just went and put my makeup on and did my hair, and it's, for me, that makes a real difference. Or doing your nails, do your housemate's nails, have a little manicure session, do your eyebrows, try a new haircut. You're not seeing anyone soon, give it a go. And with that all-round cleanliness, just remember to shower and stay nice and clean, and with your surroundings as well, like tidy space, tidy mind works for a lot of people. So just keep, especially where you're spending a lot of time in these next couple of weeks, keep that nice and clean and fresh as you can. That'll make you feel better. Yeah, one thing that came up for a lot of people that messaged me, which I thought was really helpful, I hadn't really thought about, was kind of stress at home. And if you live in an environment that you find a little bit difficult, like you find that you and your family have lots of arguments or something like that, how can we help with that in this time? Because that's probably going to be quite anxiety inducing. So I was reading some tips on that, and saying how to set boundaries as a family or as a group prior or at some point during isolation, saying if we do get into an argument, instead of letting it become explosive and just letting it sit, let's mutually agree that we give it 15 minutes, we talk about it for those 15 minutes, then we leave it and we all go away and talk about something else or move on or spend some time by ourselves. Then if you need to come back to it again later on, you can for another 15 minutes, but just try not to let it snowball in that initial conversation. Just give it a little bit of time, move away, come back if you need to. And then on the other hand, if you're feeling unsafe at home, or home's really, really difficult for you for some reason, please remember to still reach out for help. So important. I'll put numbers down in the description. There are people still there to help you, and it would break my heart for anyone to feel really unsafe during isolation. So you will all know that I'm there if you want to message me, and it's a really safe space here. So yeah. If you want to read more, there's actually a lot coming out now about mental health and how to cope during isolation. Mind have a really good set of, I got an email through from them and that was brilliant. yeah, there's going to be hopefully a lot more vloggers and bloggers writing about it and just sharing our tips. If you've got any more tips and stuff that's working for you, please comment down here. Let's just share as many as we can. Why not? Let's keep each other going in this time, and please stay safe. Please stay safe in this time, and hopefully see you on the outside in a few weeks.